A hero's welcome for the Apex Predator.
Randy Orton forgot to cover me, says top star about the Viper's big mistake during WWE match. WWE veteran Randy Orton allegedly forgot to cover a top star during a huge match. As per Seth Rollins, Orton was so pumped up during the final moments of their WrestleMania 31 bout that he forgot to cover him for a few seconds. That WrestleMania 31 saw Orton taking on Seth Rollins in a singles match. This contest ended in style as the Viper hit possibly his most famous RKO on the Visionary to pick up the win. In a new interview with Chris Van Vliet on Insight, Rollins opened up about the finish of the match. He stated that Randy Orton forgot to cover him after hitting the RKO. Randy Orton talks about the iconic RKO at WrestleMania 31. In several interviews, the Viper has previously talked about his picture-perfect RKO on Seth Rollins. In a chat with Logan Paul on Impulsive, Orton had the following to say about the spot. "When it comes to the timing, I'll take the credit on that. But when it comes to getting there, I gotta give all that credit to Seth," Orton said. "I gave him a base to jump off of, but he had to run towards me, redirect, go straight off the back, and give himself enough hang time for me to go from being bent way the F***K over to getting out from underneath, seeing him, and then dropping him." Rollins had the last laugh that night despite his massive loss to Randy Orton. He went on to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase during the main event of the night, which was a WWE World title match between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Thus, the match was turned into a triple threat bout, and Rollins pinned Reigns to win the coveted belt. Rollins' cash-in is still considered one of the most shocking moments in the history of WWE. Randy Orton to return and set up his WrestleMania 41 match at WWE Royal Rumble, exploring the possibility. Randy Orton has been away from television since November 2024 due to a storyline injury at the hands of Kevin Owens. The Viper could make his return at WWE Royal Rumble 2025 to start his road to WrestleMania 41. On the November 9th, 2024 edition of WWE SmackDown, tensions between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton reached an all-time high. The heated confrontation ended with KO hitting the Apex Predator with a devastating package piledriver. The scene led to the legendary wrestler's prolonged absence, which has yet to end. WWE Royal Rumble 2025 will kickstart the road to WrestleMania 41. So it will be an ideal time for a comeback, given that Owens tried to help Solo Sikoa during the Tribal Combat match against Roman Reigns at WWE Raw's Netflix debut. The Street Champion could return the favor on February 1st when KO locks horns with Cody in a ladder match. As a consequence, the Viper could finally return and take out Solo, enabling Rhodes to pick up the victory against the prizefighter. This could potentially lead to a showdown between Randy Orton and the new Bloodline leader on the grandest stage of them all in Las Vegas. Over the last few years, the Stanford-based promotion has consistently booked veterans to go up against youngsters, like John Cena versus Austin Theory, Cody Rhodes versus Carmelo Hayes, and more. The trend could continue if the 14-time world champion battles the street champion. This scenario certainly sounds interesting, but it is just speculation for now, and nothing is confirmed. Randy Orton to feud with a former world champion after his potential return at Royal Rumble 2025? While starting a program with Solo Sikoa is a good option, it is not the only way Randy Orton can make a stellar return. The most obvious path may be to help Cody Rhodes at the Royal Rumble PLE and exact revenge on Kevin Owens, setting up a high-profile match that will be a perfect fit for the show of shows. There is also a chance that the Apex Predator will take his revenge at Elimination Chamber instead of WrestleMania. If that happens, the company may have planned something even better than most fans anticipate. Randy Orton could also take on someone like John Cena or CM Punk to take fans on a nostalgia ride. But again, these are just speculations at this point. It will be interesting to see if the Viper returns to live programming in the coming weeks. Backstage update on Randy Orton's potential return date. Randy Orton hasn't appeared on WWE TV since he took a piledriver from Kevin Owens on SmackDown. The Viper had tried to play peacemaker between KO and Cody Rhodes, but to no avail. Now, there has been a backstage update on the Viper. The 14-time world champion acted as the calmer one in the KO Cody Rhodes saga. He tried to rationalize with the prizefighter, but did not prevail. The two later got into a heated rivalry that was supposed to come to blows at Bad Blood, but the match did not come to fruition. Orton ate a pile driver for his troubles and was ruled out of action for the foreseeable future. During a recent edition of Live Q&A on Backstage Pass, a fan asked WrestleVotes about Randy Orton's potential return date. He responded to the question with a backstage update. For those unaware, Royal Rumble 2025 will go down at the Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. WWE has thus far confirmed one title match for their first PLE of the new year. It will be Cody Rhodes defending his title in a ladder match against Kevin Owens. Both men previously went one-on-one in a title match at Saturday night's Main Event 2024. The American Nightmare retained his championship only to take a package piledriver from the prizefighter after the show went off the air. Fans will have to wait to see how their next meeting turns out. Randy Orton will turn on Cody Rhodes. Kevin Owens has a point. And while he and Randy Orton may be at odds, that won't stop Orton from turning on Cody Rhodes. Kevin Owens' turn on Cody Rhodes is one of the most important angles on WWE SmackDown. In many ways, Owens has a strong reason for his actions and continues to relay why he did exactly what he did. Expectedly, Randy Orton has been drawn into the situation. Owens' attack on him creates an interesting wrinkle. Let it play out was, and in many ways, still is a tired idea when it comes to WWE booking, but there's something here. Prepare yourselves for another turn, as Orton will also shun Rhodes for the same reasons as Owens at some point in this story. The greatest bad guys go the extra mile in presenting their side of the story in a convincing fashion. Much of what made Drew McIntyre's initial heel turn so great is that in many ways he was right. The bloodline plagued him for years, and seeing everyone welcome Jey Uso with open arms would be upsetting to anyone. Owens has a similar situation. Rhodes decided to team with Roman Reigns after years of seeing Owens battle the original tribal chief. That's the ultimate betrayal in the eyes of Owens, and many would agree now. The question is, when will Orton's turn come? There was a moment where it seemed like it was going to come much earlier, but 2 weeks into the matter, Orton is looking to play the clearer head among the three. Yet, Orton has long been one of the best manipulators on the WWE roster. Perhaps he'll see Owens' point and side with KO. Or maybe he will go off on his own, and this will be a battle between three men. Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens certainly has the star power to carry any WWE PLE. Then there's the bigger story between Orton and Rhodes. At some point, these two will do battle in a singles match. There's too much history between them to avoid that angle. Perhaps Orton is the man who takes that championship from around Rhodes' waist. Maybe T.